to slice and dice them, you can filter out the good stuff and develop a playlist for a specific audience, a cluster for a specific audience. Okay? So we know these videos and now mobile devices, okay, are game changers. How many have seen the iPad, the original? This is China. How much is this now? How much is this now in Quiapo or the mall? Yes. No, these are China. These are China phones. Okay. So this is a Red Fox. Okay. The first touchscreen tablet PC in the Philippines. India has already announced, okay, they will come up with a touchscreen device pretty much like this, running the same OS of Google. It's called Google Android. And their target price is $10. $10. 500 pesos. So that's the Indian government. In the case of mobile devices, if it works for 2 to 3 years, sulit ka na. Just like a cell phone. Because there's no repair anymore. After it's the next one is better, cheaper, faster pa. Okay? Yeah, disposable. So we're all in a quandary right now in education. We at OU, MASCOM, and now with our project Facet and the diocesan schools, we're in a quandary. What's going to happen? This deluge that's happening out there. So let me share with you 3 to 4 years worth of research on web videos. Okay? Over those 3 years, I aggregated over 1,500 videos from, I call them mega profs, okay? Professors that are so huge they don't fit in their classroom anymore because they're sharing their knowledge with the rest of the world, specifically via video. So 1,500 mega profs from 70 professors. These are all tertiary stuff. I have not dealt into the star teachers of basic education. This is just for tertiary stuff. So you have easily a dozen Harvard and Stanford professors that have their stuff online. Who cares if it's 2007, 2008 of a lecture? Still pretty relevant. Okay? So what's important right now really is not so much the content, because we know we're awash with content. Okay? In fact, if you go to the mall now, there's already a 1 terabyte na external USB drive, right? Okay. Sa Gilmore, meron na 2 terabytes na drive. 3, lumabas na sa station 3. Okay? So, sure, there's lots of content, but is it useful for our purposes, for our audience, in the context of teaching and learning? So what's more important right now is, okay, sure, there's lots of free stuff. How do we use it? Okay, if we decide it is what is useful for teaching and learning. So this is our model for the past 200 years. Okay? A lecture and sit down, keep quiet kids, behave, keep quiet, listen to the teacher because the teacher is the only one that will talk unless you're recognized. Right? So Marshall McLuhan, one of the comp theorists from the 70s and 80s said, okay, kids in this digital era right now have to power down when they go to the classroom. Power down. Okay. But inside the classroom, they're thinking of their World of Warcraft. They're thinking of their next blog and what video they'll produce for the weekend, etc., etc. Which is not utilized in the classroom right now. So there's now that dilemma. Lecture, textbook, teacher. That's our model for 200 years. The world of the students, are so different already. There's one definition of technology by Alan Kay, one of the developers of the Apple Macintosh. Technology is something that was invented after you were born. So to us, my generation, a personal computer is technology. Okay? A mobile phone is technology. Okay? A DVD player is technology because we didn't have that in the 70s and 80s. Kids today, is a DVD player technology? Using that definition, no. Is a karaoke system technology? Is a mobile phone technology? 2, 3 years old, they're already using their mom's or dad's cell phone or their, diba? They're already taking videos. Okay? So, something has to, evolve. Now, given all the stuff out there, okay, what's really important is to get that attention dividend. Attention from a personal point of view, attention from a community point of view, attention from a teacher, instructor, professor's point of view. I have to focus because there's this learning that has to happen within 10 months of a 200-day school year. How do we focus that attention? Okay. And then on top of that, okay, we have to trust our users that, hey, you know how to produce video, you know how to produce a podcast, you know how to take pictures, etc., etc. Harness collective intelligence, because it's from those contributions, the small contributions of each and every student, that all of a sudden, aha, we're coming up with a gem. How many years is the book publishing cycle today? 5 years. Mabilis na yung 3 years. Sa Amerika, kaya nila 2 to 3 years. If you're a top-notch author. Okay? Us, it's 5 years. So what we're teaching today, or the materials that we're using today, doesn't even have Noy Noy as President of the Philippines yet in the textbook. Doesn't even have Typhoon Ondoy. Doesn't even have the 2010 elections, etc., etc. Okay, so parang, hello? Ha? So we're moving towards an era that we should have agile mindset, develop lifelong learning. In fact, after 10 or 12 years of basic ed, no. That's just the beginning. College is a further challenge. Beyond college, it's a further challenge. There is one study in the States. A typical 38-year-old employee in the States, okay, would have changed jobs. Guess how many times between college and age 38? 3? 3? Did you say 3? 10? 14. Okay, so that's around 14, 16 months in one job. And the outsourcing that has happened, everything that can be done on the network or use cheaper labor, it's, in India, in China, in the Philippines, etc., etc. So it's perhaps no longer the survival of the fittest, which was what was taught us. You have to be fit, you have to be strong, you have to be big. Right? Might be the survival of the fastest. This, if I had my video running, this is a 73-year-old Datsun, 1973 model Datsun. But it's the fastest electric car in the world. It will beat a Ferrari anytime. A Ferrari. Okay. So, open source videos, there's so much out there. I have between 5,000 to 6,000 for tertiary only. For basic ed, high school level, we're already at 12,000 videos. Right? Now, compare. The 12,000 videos which we've had in Pagadian, Diocese of Pagadian, and 3 other dioceses for the past 2 to 3 years are short YouTube videos. So the paradigm there was, okay, here's a teacher going to the media center, selecting videos on global warming, selects 3 or 4, brings it to the classroom. Okay? These were short videos. This does not replace the lecture. Okay? Higher ed, it's a different thing. Because the profs that I mentioned, they have 45 minutes to an hour and a half worth of video. You're supposed to listen and pay attention and absorb, the entire lecture. So iba yung usapan for higher ed, iba yung usapan for lower ed. But that's not to say that, let's say, teachers nga, whether it's psychology, physics, okay, philosophy right now, can enhance their knowledge stock today. Okay, not by watching YouTube videos, but watching the mega profs of, the professors from Harvard, from Stanford, from Yale, from Oxford, etc., etc. In fact, one of my favorite personalities on the web is the curator of TED Talks. How many of you have seen a TED Talk? Black lahat. Okay. TED Talks used to be a closed community of billionaires, researchers, scientists. Every year, you had to pay $6,000 to go to Monterey, California to attend a TED Talk. Okay? So there, somebody who's invited has 18 minutes to wow his audience. And it's a high IQ audience. These are billionaires and millionaires and entrepreneurs, etc., etc. Okay? So, used to be, TED Talks was closed. 4 years ago, they decided, why are we being so selfish about our data? Let's give it to the world. So they gave the TED Talks for free. There are now 700 plus TED Talks that are available. I wish we had time. If we have time later on, I can show you one or two wow the TED Talks. Okay? Because, in 15, 16, 18 minutes, these speakers